And welcome back to part 3 of my Super Magnetic Neo playthrough. This is one of the coolest levels in the game. Certainly my favorite level of the ancient world, and just one of the coolest ideas for a level ever. As you noticed, when we defeated the World 1 boss, we came across the villains trying to figure out what to do next, and I believe it was Yazoo said, "Don't worry, boss, I have a plan." Well, now we get to see what that plan was. I think. It's never explicitly stated that this is the plan, but you're gonna see it. It'll be pretty notable that, you know, this is something that the Pinky Gang certainly set up. Beyond just, you know, robots, coins for whatever reason, and Zebby. So yeah, that is also, I believe, the only checkpoint in the entire level. I think. I don't know. Texty, correct me if I'm wrong. But, yeah, this level has the fascinating knack of being incredibly short. This is literally the door to the end of the level. And he's a bingo slot machine! Yay! So, just like the first boss, just chuck boxes at him, chuck 3 boxes, and he's dead. Watch out though, because this is also where we're introduced into spike enemies, and I believe electricity enemies also. If you don't match anything up, you're just sent regular enemies who you can actually bounce off of and collect those coins up there, and that's always fun. If you get double 7s, you'll get a ton of coins. That's at least 1 extra life given to you right there, and plus a little more. And, wait, that's not the end. We're being chased by a gigantic fiery circle that sounds like... Jesus. That is creepy. I have absolutely no idea who thought up that sound effect or how they made it, but that is, I think, the creepiest sound effect I ever heard in my childhood. And I'm comparing that with Carnage's screeches from the old Spider-Man game. I mean, like... Ugh. I do certainly love that idea, though, that there's this big fiery wall that apparently has a voice chasing after you, and that's one of the scariest things I ever faced in my childhood. No, it's not. I was much more terrified by Zero, but I was also 2 years younger. Anyway. Yeah, I was like 4 when I played Sonic Adventure for the first time, and I was like 6 or 7 when I played this. So, really, I mean... Yeah, this is my memory of being terrified. Meanwhile, other people are going out playing Call of Duty, Resident Evil, and all those other incredibly creepy games. God of War was going to be released in like 3 years. And meanwhile, I'm still here, being terrified by a wall with a mouse skull on it. Now, as to why exactly there is a mouse skull, I'm pretty sure, if I remember my trivia right, and I probably don't, Pinky was, for whatever reason, inspired by Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse or one of those, and they just thought that skulls looked intimidating. Hey, Eggman proved that pretty fast, and actually so did Bowser for that matter. So, you know, a Pinky, you know, Mickey Mouse version of a skull certainly does look kind of creepy, actually. I just remembered how terrifying stuff like this was. Anyway, that covers World 2-2, and now we're on to World 2-3. Along with one incredibly entertaining level per world, you're gonna notice there's one level that just happens to drag on for a bit too long. This is that level. The music is boring. There are, whatever that's supposed to be, mummy, floating ghost dog things. And you're also gonna notice that, yeah, there's a bunch of other really interesting stuff that is incredibly boring, actually. This is also the first level that gave me trouble coming back, the game. Not this run, but my practice run for the game. Yeah, this was my second time playing the game since I sort of abandoned it years ago. I think because it was too hard. And I just, you know, played through it again, and got this new sense of enjoyment out of it I never had before, and that's why I'm doing an LP of it now. Oops. This is also where my death count is gonna skyrocket in this playthrough. So, yeah, let's look forward to that. Whee! Wow. You're gonna notice that stuff like that's gonna happen a lot when the pendulums are involved. Pendulums tend to be this game's version of well, you gotta memorize a lot of places, and not only that, but you've also got, well, you know, timing to contend with, and a bunch of other really, well, annoying things. You'll see, you know, going into this. I remember for a while there, I literally got stuck on, I believe it was World 3-2. And then I went to the challenge maps, something else I'm going to be getting into in an extra part, or 2 or 5. And, yeah, those levels are, well, a little bit more forgiving and also a little bit less forgiving than these, but they helped me work with the pendulums a bit more, got my timing down, certainly made the future levels, the, you know, fourth world of this game, really enjoyably, manageable at least. Yeah, you'll see when we get there, the last couple of levels in this game, you know, actually do exhibit some sense of difficulty, and that's saying that this isn't difficult, and after playing those levels, you'd agree with me. I do also like the fact that there's a lot of duality here, like the fact that basically you can go either the upper path or the lower path. Honestly, the lower path is easier, and I think it has more rewards to it or something like that. Well, unless, of course, you want to swing backwards, but you can do that anyway. Really, it's just a matter of preference. I'd rather go the bottom path any day, considering it's easier, but magnetism I had to show off because this game has a lot of it. You're also going to notice we haven't seen many blue pendulums yet. For whatever reason, the creators really did favor using blue, or whatever you call those things, polar pop pads, as opposed to the red ones. But, yeah, for the most part, it's pretty even. Oh, and also, this little puzzle here gave me a lot of trouble for absolutely no reason. It's really not that hard, it's a matter of timing. The blue one affects the stairs right here, the red affects the next stairs, the blue affects the next stairs after that, and if you want to get, I believe it's that last pinky medal, you have to do it twice without screwing up to get the time bonus. In other words, there's a lot of extra planning and stuff into this that I never actually had the energy to exert. Which is why I've never 100%ed this game. But yeah, that's it for part 3. Join us next time in part 4 of Super Magnetic Neo. See you then.